Yeah, listen, I was going to say,
We got shook too.
I think sometimes you have to be real and say, look, we can keep talking about all the other teams that Man City are, showing that they're inferior, well, they're stronger than, and the inferior complex that teams are kind of showing, but we shouldn't be relying on other teams.
Yeah.
Sometimes, listen, even it was, what was it, 2019 when Spurs were in the Champions League final, we shouldn't have to rely on Liverpool to beat Spurs. We should be there. We should be doing the job. You know what I mean? So sometimes you look at the season and it's hard to be so critical of this team. You can't be critical of this team. You can be disappointed, but you can't be critical because this team have done amazingly well. But in terms of the finite win in the league, we shouldn't have to rely on other teams because we had it more than in our hands. As I keep saying, it almost felt gift wrapped from the way that Man City were playing at the start of the season. You got to January, Cancelo incident, they got rid of him, and it just felt like every single, the case came out against Man City, apparently the alleged allegation of cheating, and it just felt like it's coming. We're gonna do this somehow. And those 3 games, man, I believe in the last, 6 games, every single game Southampton have lost. What happens? They play us in that 6 games. And that's why I'm so rest in peace, Southampton. I never want to see you again. West Ham, another team. They don't win any of their games. They get battered 2-0 today against Brentford.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, that they have Europe, but they had Europe the day or the week before.
Well, to be fair to West Ham, they probably secured their Premiership status last week.
But all I'm saying is that it's just we've fumbled the bag. We fumbled the bag. So
it does feel like
it's just disappointing in that regards. And listen, everyone's going to keep, doing the whole banter thing against us, but it is what it is, man.
Can I ask a question? Does part of you lot's frustration come from? Because for me, part of my frustration comes from what's going to happen next season. Like, was that the chance? Was that the one time that we was in the title race? We know that other teams are going to get better. So, like, for me, I've already got an eye on next season, thinking like, well, can we top what we've already done?
It's hard to predict, but it feels like this was a massive opportunity.
Yeah.
Because not only everything you've mentioned about it being in our hands, but City are actually, this is City's transition season.
Yeah.
They went from a false 9 to an out-and-out 9, and they had to change up the way they play a little bit, and they did that throughout the season, and they've come out the back end winning the majority of their games. Just they're showing Gundogan's goal. This guy's got 4 goals in his last, 2 or 3 games?
Even when I look at like Liverpool, like they seem to be like down and out, and all of a sudden they're looking like they could be back in the top 4, and you just think, man, you already know that they're a good team on their day. They can beat anybody. Was this season the chance for Arsenal?
I'm not too worried about the league next season. My thing is the 2 games a week. Because I think Arsenal are a very good team now, and I think we're going to only add to it. My thing is, if you look at the European record, if you look at any time we've got a couple of games in the space of a month, 8 games, 7 games in a month, we always seem to be going through it just crawling. I don't feel like those 7 or 8 games normally are going to be fighting and like what Man United did in February. They had, I believe, 10 games and they didn't lose. And I know it was a surprise, but they did well. They beat Barcelona away. They drew against Barcelona away. They beat them at home. Like they did well. Like, you have to give them credit. And I don't really feel like Arsenal have got that mastered yet.
That's why summer's big.
That's why summer's big for us, yeah. Obviously I did the live review earlier in the week and we spoke about these things, but I'm just looking at Arsenal. I think we're a good team, but now it's going to go, I know what's going to happen. Arsenal fans, the light's going to be shining very, very brightly on Arteta. Can he now fix this European record? Because he's been here 3 years, and for 2 of them, it's looking spooky.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think that the boys have got the mentality? You see, like when Liverpool started challenging, and then you could see that they was knocking, and then you could see that even though they didn't win the league the first year, they came back the next season, and it just looked like they was unstoppable.
Yeah, we need
Do
to
you
use
think
that
we've got that kind of mentality to next season? Like next season, we'd basically have to be flawless. Do you get what I'm saying? So do you think that we've got that in us?
I think the mentality thing's definitely improved. I mean, yes, we can talk about the disappointments of the Southampton in particular and West Ham games.
Liverpool.
But then, yeah, Liverpool as well.
Everton.
But then you look at the Newcastle game last week when we were up against it. And,
but why? But what's the difference? What was the major difference between the Newcastle and the West Ham game?
Well, what I'm hoping I'm seeing there is growth. So that by the time next season comes around, you've got a group of guys that have been through this experience. Because let's face it, none of us saw this coming in terms of a title challenge. Well, I didn't anyway. And we got to use this as a positive so that when we go out there next season, when we take the pitch for the start of the season, next season, we can use the transfer window, like Turkish was saying, to give us some impetus.
We have to. I mean, we used the pain of losing out on top four last season to push us on to what we've done this season in terms of challenge. We've got to use the pain of missing out in the last, 5, 6, 7 games of the season and hopefully get over the line next season.
You mentioned Tony. Like, is that a situation that you'd explore?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Because like you said, with Jesus, don't get me wrong, he's lifted the levels.
Yeah.
He's enhanced the team. We know how good he is and what he brings to the table, which is not just goal scoring, by the way. But if we're being brutally honest, we have to say that he's not what I call a sniper. He's not.
He's not.
But when you look at the options out there, like, I don't think we're going to go for an Osimhen or that,
you don't need to.
Proper type of player. Like, I feel like we're going to go for somebody that's probably more on
No, we need
Tony's
to. Why don't
level.
we need to? If Haaland's what we're up against, we need a striker that bangs.
No, yeah. What I meant was you don't need to go abroad when you got something there that's tried and
Osimhen a
tested.
different level to Tony.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I'll take Tony. I like Tony, but if we've got that money to spend,
But do you think that the club are still going to go for that type of like elite plan A type striker, or do you think they're going to go for that level below?
I think
they need to go elite. Listen, we've sold so
elite.
many elite players since moving into Emirates. Start fucking buying elite players.
Yeah.
Because Arteta's done a great job. Edu's helped him out with that great job. Haaland has definitely helped us along the way in the last 3 years. Now, Kroenke, I mean, we've sold a hell of a lot of elite players. Now bring in some elite players, spend the money. People might talk about valuation. Now, at the end of the day, whose fault was it that we didn't buy elite players 10 years ago? Theirs. Now inflation and the costs and whatever else has gone up. That's not our fault. At the end of the day, they need to manage that and they need to do what they need to do.
Listen, I said it earlier on, and I'm going to say it again. I said it earlier in the week. I said it on Friday, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think we should be paying £100 million for Declan Rice. But if Declan Rice is who the manager wants, you as a club finance that. I don't want to see, and what I don't want to see is what we do every single season. We put in a 75 million, then it goes 79, then it goes to 82, then it finally gets to 95 plus add-ons.
Then it's done.
Dead.
Yeah.
Put the money down, stop dilly-dallying, and get the players. So when we go to America on that tour, all the players that Arteta wants, more or less, we've got, and then we're starting to just flog
I think
players off.
them big the marquee signings should be in before the tour.
Get them in.
in.
Caicedo,
Like last season.
Yeah.
we've done well there.
man. Just get them in
Caicedo,
early.
if you want to listen, Arteta, you're watching him today. You see what he's about. If you really want him, there's no excuses.
My thing is with
Moving.
Rice though is I do like the fact that he is a captain, and I do feel like we need more players with that kind of
Right, I'm
mentality.
going to ask you a question though, Dex. Let me just see if this gets. Yeah, that's it. Is he a captain or is he just the best player for West Ham?
No, apparently he's got good leadership skills.
Both. I think he is a
Listen,
good.
I heard Jack has got good leadership skills.
He has.
Yeah, but Xhaka's leadership skills have helped us. They might not be the greatest leadership skills for the club.
I heard
but they've
Zinchenko's
helped
got
the team.
good leadership skills.
No, but I think with
You know who else has? You know who else?
someone like Declan Rice.
You know who else had
You're
good
looking at
leadership
that
skills, though?
next phase of player that's going to take you.
You know who
to
else had
next
good
level.
leadership skills apparently? Gallas, and I saw him crying on the pitch.
That's mad. No.
So, I'm just asking, is he only the captain because Mark Noble and it's like firm, or is he actually?
But don't you think to counter that though, it's always good to have more players who are leaders than one leader of players that.
My man's got
aren't.
something against Declan Rice.
And I could also say sometimes you got too many hands in the pot
Isn't it?
cooking.
Yeah, but don't you think
it's
that's-
personal.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's better to have more players with that elite mentality than one captain and everybody around you is weak.
Do Man City have that?
They've got leaders all over the gap.
Name me them, because I don't think they do.
Gundogan.
I think Haaland's a leader.
No, it's
Gundo's
not.
a leader.
There's no way Haaland's a leader. I'm
too.
sorry.
You don't think he
refuse
leads
to
from the
believe-
front?
No. That's what I'm saying. A
With
good
that
player.
mentality, you don't think?
No. I don't think Haaland.
Oh, It's dangerous.
Or Brighton.
I told you,
Was that
right?
Ferguson?
Oh,
Who was that? Was that?
Diaz.
that was Ferguson, man.
Yeah, was that McAllister? Oh yeah, it is.
Ferguson.
He's a brute, isn't it?
Diaz, Gundogan.
Diaz,
There it is.
KDB.
Yeah, Diaz.
Their whole
Gundogan.
spine, I'd say, is like.
Yeah, but okay, you just named 5 for Arsenal, right? And I'm saying, how many do Man City have?
Yeah, but remember as well that Man City have got the experience, and we've got 5 for Arsenal, but they haven't been
De
playing.
Bruyne,
like that.
I would say he's a leader as well.
Yeah.
We're very quick to label leadership at Arsenal as well.
That's what
because
I'm trying to say.
When Jesus and Zinchenko came in, I get it, because they've come from a title winning side, they've been around Pep, they've been around that Man City squad, and they've played their part in it, and they've come to Arsenal where all of that experience, in comparison to the experience our players have, is second to none. But then when it comes to the end of the season, and you look at how their leadership fared, that's where you kind of realise that, hold on, they need leaders above them to be able
But
to...
then don't you think it counts for something to have like a fighting spirit?
Yeah, fighting
Get what
spirit.
I'm-
yeah.
I
That's
would
not a
rather-
leader, though.
Like, yeah, that might not be, but I'd rather in the games that we fell off, so against your West Hams, I'd rather have Rice on the pitch, who I know is just going to leave everything there. Do you get what I'm saying? Than players who I think are going to hide. We've had good players, yeah, who have hidden. Like
Song,
over the years.
yeah, yeah.
Over the years, we've had your Ozils, like players who are. I'm sick of having talented players who hide on the pitch.
Has anyone hidden this
I'd rather
season?
have the players who want to work hard and want to.
Has anyone hidden this season?
What's that?
Has anyone hidden this season, do you think?
Throughout the course, no, but in certain moments,
In the
yeah,
big games,
some of the moments.
I don't know if hiding is the right thing to say, but I'd say not turning up.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say that they.
Yeah, because when you said the word hidden, I thought that was a bit harsh.
Yeah, maybe not hidden, but in terms of like players that, all right, cool, it's a big game, we know that we need to turn up. I'd rather have those players than players who are just good but don't turn up in the big game.
Again, he fancies it against Ben White, you know.
But what are you doing, cuz?
That was poor.
A better ball than
Oh,
Bro.
well, not even a better
1-0
ball.
Brighton.
Bro, why did
1-0
we
to
just
Brighton.
stop?
Did
we just stop?
Bear man just stopped.
No, but you know what was
They
worrying for
just
me?
stopped, bro.
And Seesaw,
I said
1-0
it
Brighton.
earlier in the piece, the way Matuma had gone past
Bro, I
Ben
thought
White.
something happened. Like they just stopped.
That's a disappointing goal to give away, that is.
The dagger in the heart is here.
Were we expecting an offside there? Because they just seemed to stop playing.
Just stopped
They
playing.
could
But
have
look
been
at this
offside. I
spread
don't
up,
understand.
man.
All right, man,
waiting
jeez, like, what are you doing?
And Seesaw makes it 1-0 to Brighton.
Wait,
Their owner is here today. I ain't letting him leave until I've got some sort of deal.
Figure.
Yeah. There, done. So as soon as season's finished, end of this, boom, slap the money down, keep it moving.
Even there, it just felt like everyone stopped.
yeah.
I don't get it. The fire's not there.
They're on holiday, man.
I wouldn't say they're on holiday,
they're
but
happy, they're happy.
certainly the
We've
intensity
finished second.
level's not been what we would have wanted.
I
Man.
think that Everton game just knocked the stuffing out of them, man.
Yeah.
100%. We're happy. We finished second. We
How many
qualified
games
for
do
the
we go
champs.
into as well? Like, other than the Man City game, you can't really.
Look at that from Trossard.
That's
Oh
dead,
no!
bro. That is.
That's
dead,
game done
bro.
now.
That's dead, bro.
Trossard. What a lazy
That's
pass.
dead.
He said it though. He said that they'll be ready. He said that they'll be.
That's dead, bro.
You see how we had 5 of those in the first half, yeah?
Did nothing.
Did nothing. They have 1 of those in the second half. Bury. Come on, man.
These
Come on, man.
Come to big old Emirates, bro.
Trossard here, man. What is he thinking of? That's so casual.
Boy.
2-0 Brighton. You didn't know.
But what I can't understand is, right, and I'll say this in a minute, because, oh no, 3-0.
These man, bro.
Hey, Ramsdale.
Why does it always go to shit though, bro? Like, why does it always
Ramsdale?
crumble? It always crumbles, bro.
Ramsdale.
That was a poor
Freedom.
save. Straight back into the... Like,
Free.
Bro, he might as well just let the ball go in, bro. I don't get why he did that. Like,
I was just about to say, you know, so how can you go from last week where people were saying It was our best performance of the season.
Didn't he get
to now?
a save with the
You go to a performance which is arguably our worst of the season.
Yeah, this
How does that happen?
this Everton and City have been the worst.
It's 3-0, man.
Look at that.
We're actually getting smoked.
At home.
Boy, I feel sorry for you tomorrow, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think the keeper should have done
okay,
better?
I knew what, bro. You see their time. Their time to rip, man, was after Southampton.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when we.
Man,
That's when we.
sliding on the pitch, you know.
I'm 3 weeks into knowing we fucked it. This is just
these men,
embarrassing.
they're fighting
We're at
for-
home
for
and we're
Europe,
losing 3-0.
They're fighting for champs.
What can they say? Like, well, fuck them as well, man.
In
I
the
don't
second
really
half, they
feel like
completely
we've been,
outplayed us.
you know, fully in control of the game, creating chances, putting them on the back foot. We could have scored maybe two, maybe 3 goals off the back of their mistakes. So they deserve this win, man.
So what does that mean in terms of the title? Draw
done,
against
yeah.
Chelsea, that's it, probably, isn't it?
Laurie,
No, I'm saying City.
Laurie's still
So if they draw against Chelsea, that's it, isn't
I
it?
don't think the word
man,
title
that's
should be said in any video
That's the game thing.
until I don't know when, but I'm done with even hearing the word title anymore.
No, I'm talking from a City perspective. What
Full-time whistle.
they'll probably be able to wrap it up against Chelsea.
Yeah,
Get up, man, get
what are
up,
we?
bro.
4 points behind them. They got a game in hand. They win that. It's 7 points. 2 games left. It's done.
Yeah.
They'll win the league next
That's
week.
what's shit about it, though, bruv. Like, why has it got to be? The gap's just gonna increase, man. This is gonna get silly. It's gonna get silly.
I think we've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous in the space of a week, because last week we were here saying amongst the best performance of the season,
Brighton, man.
and here we are today at home saying this is the worst.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.